Hello and welcome to the Field Report. I'm Sergeant Mitch Ternay. U.S. forces in southern Afghanistan are working to drive out Taliban fighters and secure the roads and valleys in the region. Army Sergeant Matt Kuzara takes us along with 2nd Brigade, 2nd Infantry Division soldiers as they uncage Operation Wild Tiger.
They began their mission knowing that the enemy was near. The valleys of Shawalikot district have provided haven to insurgents in the past, and the objective of Operation Wild Tiger called for Team Cobra, alongside their Afghan counterparts, to push the fighters out. Over the course of the operation, Team Cobra had swept through several of the valleys surrounding the village of Alim, the valleys being the main routes of travel to insurgents. Hoping to capitalize on their mobility, the soldiers attempted to surprise the enemy within the valleys.
Disrupting them in the fact that they have no clue what we're up to anymore. For the longest, we were just pulling missions every day, and it was kind of a regular thing. And now we're staying out here for about 2.5 weeks. So I know they're pretty confused now.
Along with this, Team Cobra took the opportunity to enroll locals into an electronic database to track potential insurgents. For the 2nd Brigade, 2nd Infantry Division, reporting from Shawalikot District, I'm Army Sergeant Matt Kuzara.
A storied division is making its return on Joint Base Lewis McChord. The 7th Infantry Division came back to life during a reactivation ceremony here on JBLM. With past and present 7th ID soldiers in attendance, Commanding General, Major General Stephen Lanza, said the unit was ready to carry on the traditions of the bayonets.
Today, the 7th Infantry Division song asks you to trust in me. I ask you instead to trust in we, the men and women of the 7th Infantry Division, combat tested and buoyed by a remarkable lineage of heroes who have worn this great patch. We stand ready to build on this proud legacy established by those who have come before us.
First activated in 1917, 7th ID officially reactivated October 1st and will oversee 5 brigades. Army doctors treat patients in a variety of environments, from cutting-edge hospitals to the most remote regions of Afghanistan. Army Sergeant Brian Spradlin shows us how teams of surgeons are keeping their skills sharp here on JBLM.
Local going in right now, injection.
Doctors and soldiers of the 250th and 102nd Forward Surgical Teams are taking part in training that's as real as it gets. The teams are operating on patients in the field as part of Operation Rainier Ready. The skills they hone here can prove vital to saving lives around the world.
We know we can do it in a fixed facility. Now we have to be able to do it in a mobile tent environment within 24 hours worldwide. And so that's what the critical element is. Train with our equipment.
Developed in the 1990s, Forward Surgical Teams are small, rapidly deployable units that have saved lives in places like Iraq, Afghanistan, and Africa in support of contingency and humanitarian operations. That experience, and training like this, continues to improve and refine military medicine.
The American Army does a superb job of saving lives, and the FSTs are getting better and better at making that rate as close to 100% as humanly possible.
As long as soldiers are on the front lines or civilians are in need, the surgeons and staff of the FSTs will keep training, ensuring they always stay a cut above. For the Field Report, I'm Army Sergeant Brian Spradlin.
No, I had to give an IV and also
The Army's continued success depends on skills and knowledge passed to the next generation of soldiers. Specialist Josiah Dixon introduces us to some future soldiers learning to combat improvised explosive devices with realistic training.
Improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, threaten deployed service members around the world. Future soldiers spent a day on Joint Base Lewis McChord learning the basics of IED detection at the Asymmetric Warfare Counter-IED course. Army recruits from around western Washington learned everything from how to operate a bomb disposal robot to how to search and clear a room.
When you go into the buildings and you're looking for minute things, like it could just be a little crack in the floor or it could be running a wire, it's just a lot of attention to detail that you didn't really expect or really think about.
The delayed entry program gives recruits waiting to attend basic training a chance to become familiar with Army programs and participate in monthly training. The 27 recruits were the first civilians to go through the IED course, something recruiters hope will benefit them throughout their future in the Army.
They're future soldiers right now. I mean, they're not really too familiar with a lot of the aspects of counter IED and things like that, so I thought it was kind of good to get them out here today, just kind of, just go over the basics of, counter IED, site exploitation, things like that. Get them kind of familiarized.
The Counter IED course instructors design a class to test service members on their knowledge of IED detection techniques, in hopes that the training they receive will save lives during upcoming deployments. For the Field Report, I'm Specialist Josiah Dixon.
Coming up, we'll show you how this canine is making the cut. Whether rushing for time or against time, you can't stop time. You're not the only one on the road. Please obey all traffic signs. Welcome back. The National Center for Telehealth and Technology, or T2, has a website with mobile applications that can provide service members with tools to help reduce some of the stress of military life. LifeArmor lets users track stressors and provides information, tools, and videos on several topics including depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, sleep, and relationship issues.
A lot of people in the military are opposed or uncomfortable with going to a clinic. They're concerned that it will affect their careers, their security clearance. These kinds of tools that we develop here really help individuals to manage their confidentiality and feel a little bit better about getting these kinds of resources.
While LifeArmor isn't intended to replace therapy, it does provide essential information and tools that can help service members overcome some of life's difficulties. You can download the free LifeArmor app to your smartphone or tablet. You can also visit afterdeployment.org to access the content from a computer. Madigan Healthcare System offers corrective vision surgery for active duty and active guard reserve soldiers. Specialist Heath Graham gives us a clear look at the details.
Madigan Healthcare System's Refractive Surgery Center offers multiple laser eye procedures free of charge to soldiers who qualify.
If you are a good candidate, then great. You're going to get free surgery out of it, and we're going to take care of you and make sure that everything's okay, but there really isn't any downside to at least getting screened.
The process consists of a preoperative exam, the actual surgery, and follow-up care, and yields a 95% success rate among recipients. For the Field Report, I'm Specialist Heath Graham.
For more information, call the Refractive Surgery Center at 253-968-5516. Military working dogs can save lives by sniffing out hidden explosives. So I went to find out what it takes to get them certified. When service members' lives depend on a dog's nose, it's important to know they can do their job. That's why soldiers from the 51st Military Police Detachment hosted one of Forces Command's annual certifications for military working dogs and their handlers.
The importance of it is to ensure that dogs are proficient when training stateside, ultimately to deploy and be a combat multiplier.
The certification is necessary for teams to work in law enforcement and find explosive devices while deployed. They test as a team because it's just as important for the handler to communicate to the dog as it is for the dog to the handler.
To be partnered with him for so long and to do 3 deployments together and come home standing on my own 2 legs, still got my own 10 digits and things like that, it's kind of a big deal when you purposely go look for things that blow up.
The dog's keen sense of smell works only as well as the handler's ability to direct it, so they can find the bomb and earn their reward. That does it for this edition of the Field Report. To see these stories and more, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/5thmpag. I'm Army Sergeant Mitch Ternay. Thanks for watching.